Law Warrior Solaris. Kobe. Kobe, the Kurita sector of Solaris City, is easily the most beautiful and certainly the safest zone. Numerous parks, shrines, and attractive buildings fill the streets, and its police keep the peace with great efficiency. This isn't to say that Kobe does not have problems. Its poorer sections are crime-ridden, and corruption may extend to the highest levels of the zone's civil administration. In spite of this, Kobe is a lovely place. Visitors are advised to be polite and to avoid overt illegal acts, for the local police are efficient and swift to respond. City Administration, Government House, K4. With a sweeping view of the War Memorial Park below, this stately white building is the official residence of the Kobe governor, as well as the centre of civil administration for the sector. Most of the building is taken up with offices, while the actual living space is relatively small. The current governor, Marquis Yao Kinabate, is a workaholic who barely notices this lack, however. Kobe Security. Kobe's police and security forces are notoriously hard-nosed, determined to maintain the peace and beauty of the district. This station houses 500 security troops, a force that may be supplemented with armoured personnel carriers and battle mechs if needs be. Commander Miramatu Tokodana takes his job seriously. Indeed, no one can remember ever seeing him smile. Though some complain that his enforcement tactics are overly harsh, he points out they seem to work, and few can argue. Neighbourhoods. Kobe slums. Despite the general high standard of living, some of its citizens live in poverty, pursued by the demons of gambling, addiction, and crime. Slum gangs, yakuzas, and triads are all active in the tightly packed tenements and high-rises of this area, although security forces are almost always here in force. White Lotus District. The standard of living in Kobe is second only to that of Cathay. The streets of this residential area are kept spotless, security patrols near constant, and the homes are little short of palaces. Though poorer Kuritans live near the river and are plagued by crime and violence, this district is the safest in the entire city. Hotels. The Bamboo Palace. Another luxury hotel popular with Kuritan tourists. All the rooms are decorated in rich blues and greens, with spacious bathrooms and spectacular views. Doubles begin at 75 K-bills per night, suites at 300. When stable masters bring in promising mech warriors from off-world, they usually put them here. Criminals and street rowdies generally keep clear of the palace, whose security is rather tight. Draconis Combine Dormitory. House Kurita treats its mech warriors well, regardless of their stable affiliation. Those who fight for the Combine on Solaris may live at this vast barracks-like installation at minimal cost, about 50 K-bills per month, room and board. Accommodations are Spartan, but they include a full-service gym and a cafeteria serving plain but nutritious meals at no extra charge. Hotel Dragon. The finest hotel in Kobe caters to Kuritan clientele, although Marek citizens are welcome so long as they pay in K-bills. A double room costs 80 K-bills per night, suites as much as 500. Rooms seem more appropriate to the palaces of rich Kuritans than to tourists, and the food from room service rivals that of the finest restaurants on the world. Entertainment. The Ishiyama Arena. Iron Mountain, the centerpiece of Kobe and destination of thousands of game fans each week. It stands here. Kobe Theatre. This open-air auditorium is the site of kabuki, no, and other types of drama during the spring and summer. The Marauder. Kobe has its dives and low-life havens like every other sector of the city. The Marauder is one of these, a watering hole for the lower rungs of Kobe society. Thugs, gangsters, yakuza, and triad members all alike come here, particularly at night. The Marauder is also a favourite spot for hiring individuals of questionable character to carry out criminal activities. Patrons must leave weapons at the door, a rule ruthlessly enforced by several awesome bouncers who can call upon numerous weapons of their own if anyone makes trouble. The Paradise. Close by Hotel Dragon is this restaurant, an elegant establishment where meals start at 50 K-bills per person and can end up virtually anywhere. Decor is an attractive combination of dark hardwoods and authentic oriental antiques imported from Terra. The Paradise's specialty, camphor wood and tea-smoked duck, or on Solaris's River Wader, the local duck equivalent, costs 75 K-bills, but the taste is said to be an experience close to true paradise. Owner, Quan Chi, takes great pains to maintain the best staff available. His rumoured ties to the Triads have done little to dampen enthusiasm for his restaurant, which attracts patrons from throughout Solaris, regardless of their political alignment. The Snowbird. Kobe's bars are models of luxury and gracious service. The Snowbird, a popular hangout for mech warriors and the occasional stable master looking for talent, is typical. Drinks range from 5 to 10 K-bills per person, and the surroundings are both comfortable and aesthetic, featuring Japanese woodcuts, sculpture, and tape tries. Although primarily a drinking establishment, the Snowbird serves food, but most people come here to observe mech contests on the closed-circuit Trivid. Of course, loud or boisterous behaviour is frowned upon, making the Snowbird a fairly quiet place even on game nights. It's owned by several Kuritan businessmen, but managed by Tanya Childress, who takes pains to maintain the establishment's reputation. The Swallow. This restaurant, famed for its seafood and Southeast Asian beef noodle soup, is popular with noblemen and wealthy Kuritans alike, most of whom do not suspect that it's actually a front for activity by the Heavenly Warrior Triads. The thriving restaurant keeps the authorities from becoming too suspicious, while money, weapons, and drugs move freely through the place after hours. Points of interest. Diwan Estate. Thomas Diwan, head of Diwan Stables, lives here. A former mech pilot himself, he's made his home resemble a military base more than an estate, and it's the scene of constant drills by Diwan's private security, as well as the occasional battle mech. Diwan Stables have recently been linked to the Bertoli Mafia family, and some also accuse him of connections with Yakuza, but these remain little more than reliable rumours. The Dragon Arch. This graceful structure is considered the gateway to Kobe. It consists of twin pillars entwined with elegant dragons, all decorated in brilliant red and yellow. A squad of security officers is on continuous watch, marching in slow circles around the arch, on the lookout for loiterers or vandals. Kobe Temple. A 12-metre-tall gilded Buddha is the centrepiece of this temple, popular with the wealthy and powerful of Kobe. Priests continually manicure the lawn and maintain the building, making it one of the most impressive in Solaris. Phoenix House. It's an open secret that this attractive mansion is the headquarters for major Yakuza activity in Kobe. Phoenix House is an administrative HQ where criminal operations are coordinated, meetings take place, and strategy planned. Contraband and weapons are rarely handled here, for that would be inappropriate. So far, other gangs have been reluctant to attack Phoenix House directly for fear of terrible reprisal. Shinto Temple. This temple has stood here since the founding of the planet of Solaris. Its shrines, gardens, and places for meditation, all maintained by Shinto priests and heavily supported by Kuritan nobles and the Kobe government. Silver Dragon Grove. This is an exclusive domain of Anna Neville, matriarch of the Silver Dragon stables. This stable has, over the last 20 years, moved to the forefront of Solaris gaming, and currently has few rivals for absolute leadership. Neville herself is a mysterious figure, first appearing in 3030, purchasing the estate of a bankrupt nobleman, then set out to build her stable to its present prominence. Today she rarely ventures outside of her manicured grounds or sprawling mansion, watching her stable's fights on closed-circuit Trivid. Rumours about her true origins and history abound, but none have yet been confirmed. Takeo Shinda Estate. A retired mech warrior, some standing in the Draconis Combine, Shinda now lives here in a palatial splendour on Solaris, giving elegant parties, betting heavily on games, and occasionally loaning money or expertise to a favoured stable. The estate is walled, heavily patrolled, and rumoured to contain numerous valuable art, as well as classified information on the Draconis military. War Memorial Park. This tribute to fallen Combine soldiers is surprisingly understated, a simple slab of white marble listing dozens of major battles and the casualty figures for each. Surrounding the memorial is a pleasant park containing tea gardens and Buddhist shrines. The park is a popular relaxation spot for tourists. The waterfront. Shrines, parks, and statuary lines the immaculate waterfront of Kobe, which is also regularly patrolled by security forces. In spite of this, or perhaps because of it, the waterfront remains a popular spot for meetings between crime bosses and gang leaders, often to discuss peace treaties and ongoing gang battles, or to divide territory. MECH. Draconis Combine Equipment Liaison. House Kurita considers Solaris a prime showcase of Combine military prowess. To promote the Kuritan edge in the arenas, the Liaison arranges to sell used, obsolete, or surplus battle mechs to pro-Kuritan stables. This facility is where government representatives negotiate with stable masters to buy mechs in varying condition that arrive by dropship from Combined Space approximately once a month. The quality of these mechs varies greatly, but the equipment liaison can be a source of great bargains for enterprising Kuritan stable masters. Tech Shop. Battlemech technician Amo Lee operates from this small shop, which is always crammed with bits of electronic gear, scraps of metal, discarded computer parts, food containers, printouts, and other detritus. Customers do not enter the shop so much as pick their path through the debris. Despite his sloppy habits, he's one of the best techs in Kobe and is a particular favourite of the Silver Dragon stables. Miscellaneous. Kramer Associates. Theo Kramer is known as a reasonably honest mech broker, charging reasonable fees. What is not known is that he's also a major capo for the Batoli family in Kobe, and his contacts with stablemasters, noblemen, techs, and mech warriors give the family a major edge over its Yakuza and Triad rivals in the protection, smuggling, drug, and gambling rackets. The Indrahar Memorial Hospital. The first-class hospital cares primarily for rich patients as well as mech warriors of Kurita, whose expenses are paid for by the Combine. And finally, the Theodore Kurita Building. This impressive high-rise contains offices of mech brokerage houses and major Kuritan corporations on Solaris.